Hey guys, it's Danny, and today I am sharing a super easy, clean and delicious summer cookout menu with you guys. Now, when I asked what y'all wanted to see on my community page, you had so many great requests and full menu videos was on the list, so I thought we would give it a shot for Memorial Day weekend. Now, whenever you want to create a menu that is healthy, what I want you to do is shift your focus from all of the foods you think you want to be avoiding to the abundance of fresh, vibrant, seasonal foods that you get to incorporate into the menu. Have some fun working that onto the plate, and you will see that this will completely shift your mentality from feeling deprived and restricted to feeling really excited and eager about all of the nutritious foods you get to cook up. So for today's menu, we're gonna be starting off with some shortcut bruschetta hummus served with homemade pita chips and some fresh crunchy vegetables. Then for the main meal, I have a grass-fed turmeric burger served in a crunchy lettuce wrap and topped with a beautiful black bean, corn, and avocado salsa. And on the side, I'm gonna show you my go-to recipe for clean and delicious coleslaw and some simple grilled asparagus. Then we'll finish the whole thing off with a refreshing summer herb fruit salad to help satisfy your sweet tooth without weighing you down. Now remember, you can print each one of these recipes over at cleananddelicious.com, and I'll have links for each one down in the description box below. So let's get started with the pita chips. I have my oven preheating at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and I've got a rimmed baking sheet that I've lined with a piece of parchment paper, and I'm just gonna brush that with a little bit of olive oil so nothing sticks to the pan. Now I've got 2 whole wheat pitas here, and the first thing I'm gonna do is just slice them in half lengthwise. Just be nice and careful so that you can cut them without cracking or breaking the pita. Then what I do is I slice them in half and then stack them on top of each other, slice them in half again and again until you have 8 slices from each pita half. Then I'm just gonna take those pita chips and lay them right on my baking sheet. You can get them really close to each other, you just don't want them to touch or overlap. Brush a little bit more olive oil on the top of each pita chip. The oil is important because if it doesn't have a little bit of fat on there, you're not gonna get crispy chips. Then I just season with some kosher salt and black pepper, and honestly, you could leave your pita chips right here and they would be absolutely delicious. But it's also a great opportunity to add another layer of flavor. So I figured since we were making bruschetta hummus, I would add a little bit of Italian seasoning as well. Once they're all seasoned up, I'm just gonna pop this into my oven and I'm gonna let them cook for about 7 or 8 minutes. They're nice and thin, so they toast up pretty quickly, but you do wanna keep an eye on them because they will go from golden brown to burnt in the blink of an eye. So these are perfect. You can see they have that light golden color on the top and they have nice crispy edges. So I'm just gonna let them cool completely and they'll be ready to serve. Now this is actually a great step to do ahead of time if you wanted to, because once they're cool, you could store these in an airtight container and keep them for a good 2 days. So a little FFT, food for thought, if you want to do some of these steps ahead of time. On to the shortcut bruschetta hummus. Now we're gonna start by chopping some fresh, beautiful tomatoes. If you can use different colors, fantastic. It just makes for a really lovely presentation and lots of color, and it makes it really fun. It makes you really want to jump in there and eat it. But of course, one color is fine too, so use what you have. I would say the most important factor is that you have a tomato that is in season and ripe. And another thing, guys, whenever you're cutting tomatoes, you always want to make sure that you're using a nice sharp knife, if of course you want to save your sanity. If you don't have a good sharp knife, then the second best would be to use a serrated knife, like this knife right here. It's just going to make the job a whole lot easier. Now to the tomatoes, I'm going to add some fresh crushed garlic, a little bit of chopped up basil, a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, and some balsamic vinegar. And then we're just going to season that with some salt and pepper. Gently stir that together. Enjoy how your kitchen is beginning to smell like summer, and then get ready for the shortcut. So what I have here is a container of store-bought hummus. You could certainly make it from scratch, it's easy enough, but I find when I'm planning an entire menu like we are today, little shortcuts like this can be really big time savers. So I recommend either getting an original flavor or a hummus flavor for this recipe. And what you're gonna do is just transfer the hummus into a serving dish, so nobody even needs to know that you bought it at the store. And then you're gonna take that beautiful bruschetta topping and just spoon it right over the top. I'm gonna serve our fresh pita chips right alongside. And then back here, I have a plate of fresh, crunchy vegetables. I've got some bell peppers, some cucumbers, and some sugar snap peas. Now on to some of the side dishes. I'm gonna start with my clean and delicious coleslaw. So into a nice big bowl, I'm using another shortcut because I have a container of shredded cabbage mixture, which is also called coleslaw mix at the store. Really, it's just a combo of green and purple cabbage with some carrots mixed in. This is another little trick that will save you lots of time. And at the end of the day, it really costs about the same amount of money because you're only buying one ingredient instead of 3 separate ingredients. Now, all I do for my coleslaw is I add 1 or 2 cloves of crushed garlic and then equal parts of Greek yogurt and some real mayonnaise. Now, oftentimes store-bought mayonnaise uses really low quality vegetable oils as their base. So I always look for a brand that has a good quality oil as the base for the mayonnaise. So for instance, the mayo I'm using today uses an avocado oil. If it's something you're interested in, of course, I will link to it down in the description box below. I also like to add a handful of chopped cilantro. You could certainly do parsley if cilantro is not your thing, and then a big squish of fresh lime juice. Give that some salt, some pepper, and gently stir it all together. This salad is so easy peasy, full of flavor, and this is one of those that actually gets better as it sits. So again, feel free to make this in advance. Next up, I have the corn, black bean, and avocado salad or salsa. You could call it either one. So into a nice big bowl, I have 1 can of black beans that I've rinsed and drained, along with 1 cup of fresh raw corn kernels, which is gonna be about 2 ears of corn. That's gonna add a nice natural sweetness and a crunchy pop to the salad. Then some finely diced red onion, chopped bell pepper, diced cherry tomatoes, a little bit of fresh garlic, another handful of cilantro, and then some fresh chopped avocado. You could either do 1 big avocado or 2 small avocados. Give this salad a big squish of fresh lime juice, a little salt, a little pepper, and then just gently mix it all together, and you're gonna have this bowl that has tons of color and tons of texture, and this is what I'm gonna use to top the burgers. Now, before we prep our food for the grill, let's go ahead and make the fruit salad. So that's done and ready to go. Again, this is a great dish because you can easily make it a day in advance. So you're gonna need about 6 or 7 cups of fresh cut fruit. I recommend using 2 to 3 in-season fruits. So I'm gonna be using some watermelon, some nectarines, and some strawberries. I just like to cut all of the fruit into small bite-sized pieces. This way it's really easy to eat and they're all kind of uniform, so it just makes sense. Next, we're gonna give it a little fresh citrus, and since we're on a lime kick today, I'm gonna go with a big squish of fresh lime juice, and then just a tablespoon of honey over the top. It just rounds out the flavors, along with a big handful of fresh chopped basil and some fresh chopped mint. Both of these herbs scream summer and really make this fruit salad pop. On a hot day, there is no better way to finish a meal. And even though I didn't do it in this salad, if you wanted to bring the salad up 1 more notch, try adding some fresh chopped cucumber as well. That would be amazing. Now we're ready for what's going on the grill. So we've got our grass-fed turmeric burgers and some simply grilled asparagus. For my asparagus, once I have it washed, all I do is cut off the woody ends. It's usually about 1 inch off the bottom. And then I give it a simple season with a little bit of olive oil, some kosher salt, and pepper. Just mix that around so the asparagus are completely coated, and that's all you need to do. The asparagus, when in season, will shine all on its own. As for the burgers, in my bowl here, I have 1 pound of grass-fed ground beef. Now, this is meat that I got from Butcher Box. If you watch, then you know I'm a big fan. They are a company that delivers high-quality grass-fed meats, pastured chickens, and heritage pork right to your doorstep. So if quality meat is something that is a priority to you, especially if you live in an area where it's not easily available, I highly recommend Butcher Box. They really take a lot of the work off of the table. So again, I'll leave a link down in the description box below. They are always offering anybody in the Clean and Delicious community $10 off their first purchase, along with 1 package of their paleo sugar-free bacon for free. Now, to season my meat, what I do is for every 1 pound of meat, I add 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, black pepper, garlic powder, and ground turmeric. So once you've got all the spices in there, gently mix everything together. Then from here, I just like to score it into 4 pieces so we get fairly equal burgers, and then free-form the burger patties with my hand. I have to tell you guys, rimmed baking sheets are definitely one of my top 10 recommended kitchen tools. I use them for everything, and I find they're so perfect when you're grilling because you can get your ingredients all out on the tray, and it makes it really easy to carry indoors and back inside and vice versa. Big fan. So now that I've got everything seasoned up and ready to go, let's go outside and get cooking. I have my grill at about a medium-high heat, and it's been preheating for about 5 minutes or so, so it's good and hot. I'm just gonna get my burgers onto the grill, and then on the other side, I'm just gonna lay out my asparagus. Now for the burgers, I find going for about 3 to 4 minutes per side will bring you right to a medium burger, which is the way we like to eat them. And for my asparagus, it's usually just 3 or 4 minutes at this heat till the asparagus gets a nice little char on it and is tender but still has a good bite. So I'm gonna close the grill, and then after 4 minutes, I'm just going to move the asparagus around a bit, flip the burgers, then the asparagus is ready to come off. So we'll take the asparagus off, shut the grill, let it go for just a few more minutes until the burgers are medium and ready to roll. Now you could certainly serve your burger on a bun, but what I like to do to keep it really fresh and light and kind of playful is to serve it on top of some butter lettuce leaves. So you wanna make sure that you layer about 3 or 4 leaves under the burger so that it's sturdy enough to pick up when you're ready to eat it. Then place the burger right in the center and top it with a few spoonfuls of that corn black bean avocado salad. I am telling you, this is so good. You are going to absolutely love this burger. Now, just a quick FYI, for those of you who do not eat meat, I am also going to be sharing a veggie burger recipe at the end of this week. So if you want to take the same exact menu and sub out a veggie burger, make sure that you tune back in on Friday, and I'm going to share that recipe with you. Okay, my friends, so this is where it's at. A super easy, clean and delicious summer cookout menu that you can use to kick off your Memorial Day weekend. So now I am so eager to hear from you guys. Did you enjoy this entire menu? Is it something you would want to see more of or not? Come on down to the comments and let me know, or just give this video a thumbs up. That helps me to know where you're at so we can stay connected and make sure that we are creating recipes and information that you want to see. Now, when you give these recipes a try, make sure that you tag me on Instagram and on Facebook so I can see all the beautiful food you're whipping up in your very own clean and delicious kitchen. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Danny Spies, and I'll see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers! Hello, my friends, it's Danny, and today I am sharing a boop. I find for myself this completely shifts my mind from I find for myself that this completely shifts my mind from feeling deprived. Reprived is not a word. Hairs are popping out, so I feel like I have a weird piece over here.
Right. It doesn't look weird to me, but that's on you.
Okay, as long as it doesn't look weird to you, because you're looking at me.